There's that man again.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Teddy Files. I am your resident sommelier, Mr. Dearest Teddy, and this is the last days. I know, I feel the same way, and last days of summer. We're coming to the point to where the weather's going to start getting a little bit cooler. We're going to have to change the clothes that we're wearing and all of that. But I figured just for the last days to get in the last wearing of those shorts, getting the last wearing of those flip-flops and sandals and things of that nature, you might as well make sure that you have on the right cologne for these last days. So here is the fragrance rotation that I have in mind that I'm going to be wearing for these last few minuscule days of summer. So here we go. So the first fragrance that I want to talk about, I usually don't talk about discontinued fragrances. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm extremely sad that they discontinued this because this is one of their best ones. It's from the brand of Tommy Bahama, and that would be Tommy Bahama South Seas. I know it's rather glary. But so this is from the very first rendition, from what I understand, of Tommy Bahama fragrances. And as you can see, I've used some of that. I hadn't used a lot of it. I've had this bottle for quite a while, probably about, I would say about 2009, I think I got this. So the fragrance notes are lime, mandarin orange, cognac, violet, juniper berry, rum, woodsy notes, cardamom, and amber. And with this one right here, yeah, I'm about to waste the spray for you guys. There's ain't too many of them. That's all you need, man. I'm pretty sure there's some more stuff in here, but the first thing you get, the main thing you get, is that beautiful, just cooling gin. It smells. It really smells like almost like a martini, almost like a martini. The woods come in at the end. It's a soft woods. But these earlier Tommy Bahamas, don't get me wrong, I have the other one. You see them right behind me over here over the shoulder. So I have the other Tommy Bahamas, but the very first generation, I would say, of fragrances, they were absolutely stunning. And this is part of the first generation of the Tommy Bahama fragrances, because I'm pretty sure, you know, some of the ones that they have now, like I said, they're pretty good. I know for a fact that the best one out of them was the very first rendition of Very Cool. Now, the one that they have out now, it's not bad, but it cannot touch the very first rendition. The very first Very Cool, you probably won't find that anywhere. I do have a little bit. I think I have a corner of that juice left, and I'm holding on to that for dear life. But you can find these. This one here, set sail, you can find it. But it is for a crazy price. I would not suggest having to pay that, because this is, after all, an eau de cologne concentration. So it's not going to last very long in your skin, but it's just the experience of the smell. The experience of the smell is absolutely awesome. So now, if you're willing to pay $200 to $300 for this fragrance, I'll leave a link in the description box over on eBay. I'll find the best price I possibly can for it, but there aren't very many left. I have probably one of the few bottles left of the very first generation of Tommy Bahama fragrances. But hey, man, look, as far as I'm concerned, for my last days of summer rotation, just to get in something nice, something cooling, something great for the high heat, I'm going to make sure I get this one on my skin. And that right here is Tommy Bahama Set Sail. So the next fragrance that I have up, so look, we got about 10 of them here, so I'm probably not going to spend a whole lot of time on each one. But the next one is a ozonic and pretty citric fragrance, and that would be Coach Blue. So I got the 50 ml here, and well, because of the size of my fragrance collection, I really don't need a whole lot of big bottles. Some things I will get the big bottles of. This is definitely big bottle worthy. Get it in the air. Man, this is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it because it is in the style of the classic blue fragrance. I mean, as far as your fragrance notes, you got your lime, your absinthe, your ozonic notes, black pepper, cedar, and amber. Pretty simple breakdown, but it's not a simple smelling scent. Now, I will say it's not a groundbreaking scent, but for what you're going to pay for it, which this wasn't very expensive for me, it's pretty good for what it does, man. It's a like I said, it's a classic blue scent. It still has a lot of the original Coach DNA, but just brightened up a little bit more. So if you are familiar with the original Coach DNA, then you'll absolutely love this one, because this one just gives it a more blue fragrance rendition, and that would be Coach Blue for men. The next fragrance that I have coming up is a very light, breezy, and beautiful office fragrance, and that will be Geparlys. Yes, I am the king, Le Parfum. So this fragrance has lemon, nutmeg, coriander, tonka, lavender, iris, and violet for the heart notes, and then frankincense, moss, musk, sandalwood, and vetiver for the bottom notes. And as far as I'm concerned, this fragrance right here, it has a complexity but a simplicity at the same time. Whereas all of the notes come in, and they come in very, they kind of just meld into one whole brand new note, if that makes any kind of sense. Because you catch each one of the notes, but then once you catch each note, it just turns into this brand new. You can't really decipher between each note once it starts to dry down. They all kind of come together, become this amalgamation of a brand new fragrance. It's awesome. It's perfect for the office. It's very inoffensive. It's slightly powdery, so you get a bit of powdery nature from it, but it's not feminine powder. It actually has a good bit of masculinity. It is really not feminine leaning at all. It's a very masculine fragrance, but like I said, extremely office friendly. I would not say that you would spray this liberally. You can spray it like you normally would. I got about 6 hours out of it, which, I mean, I'm in the office for only 8 hours. So 6 hours is pretty good. And towards the end of the day, I'm not really worried about what I'm wearing unless I'm actually going somewhere else after I get out of work. And then for that point, like I said before, all you have to do is carry your bottle with you and respray. And once again, with Geparlys, which is kind of standard for them, they got the magnetic tops. So can't go wrong with, especially if you want a nice, breezy office fragrance. Yes, I am the king, Le Parfum from Geparlys. The next fragrance that I have is warm, green, and fresh, and that will be Mercedes-Benz Club. So this is the original one, and this one right here has one of the absolute freshest openings in most of my collection. I mean, this opening is it's somewhat magical. Now, it has the ability to smell like a few other things and nothing else at the same time, because it has fragrance notes, of course, of a few other fragrances that I have, but there's a few things, and I guess the way that they mixed it, that just gives you this almost sour and airiness about the fragrance, but it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, your fragrance notes are rhubarb, citruses, spices, juniper berry, water notes, cardamom, and broxin. You get a lot of that in broxin. Woodsy notes, patchouli, and tonka bean. And I'm guessing the tonka bean is where that slight nuance of powdery is coming from, but it's not overly powdery. You have to really smell it to even pick up the powder. I have, I'm a fragrance reviewer, so I got a weird nose. So we pick up things that a lot of other people don't. But one thing that we pick up that everybody else picks up is this is a damn good fragrance, and it smells very good. And it's one that you might want to get your hands on. Like I said, we're in the last days of summer, people. So you might want to get this and spray it before it's time to start spraying the sweet stuff, because it's coming. So Mercedes-Benz Club, the silver bottle. So the next fragrance that I have coming up is a fragrance that I just recently gave a full wearing to, and I was very pleasantly surprised, and that would be Hollister Canyon Sky. So this is a citrus, green, and spicy fragrance that, like I said, it was a pleasant surprise. I mean, you get a lot of the fruit, a lot of that fruit. You get it. It is pretty much an orange blast when you first spray it. I mean, your top notes are mandarin orange, blood orange, and sea salt. You got yuzu, juniper berry, geranium. You got sandalwood, moss, and palo santo wood. But the main thing that I pick up is that beautiful orange and citrus blast when you first spray it, and all of the other fragrances just meld and mesh together so masterfully in this fragrance. This is a really good fragrance for the price that I got it for. Now, what I'll say is it will not win any kind of longevity contest. It was about 4 or 5 hours on my skin, and it became a really close skin scent after about 4 or 5 hours. I just basically hit one more on my chest so I could just refresh before it was time for me to get out of my job. So it's actually a really good scent. The sillage is pretty moderate. It's not going to travel that far, but you know, a lot of times, you know, you wear fragrances for how they make you feel, and you know how they help you get through your day. You know, and this is one that actually will put you in a pretty good mood. It smells really good. So for about 25 to 26 bucks, I don't think you can go too wrong with Hollister Canyon Sky. The next fragrance that I have up is very woodsy, very citrus leaning, and very calming, and that would be Bvlgari Wood Essence. So this one right here, man, it took me a while to get it. I don't know why. You know, just kind of took my time because, you know, I can be a little weird when it comes to fragrances. Sometimes I kind of deem myself the fragrance hunter because I literally hunt for things that I haven't heard other people talk about. I think we all kind of do that. But I know that I really do look for some really strange stuff. And sometimes I picked up some good ones. Sometimes I picked up exactly what they are, strange. But this one is definitely not one. This is, get one more spray. There it is. Very woody. Very, very woody. You get a lot of this cypress. You get a lot of that cypress. You get the cedar, vetiver. It opens with citrus, sugar, lemon zest, and coriander leaf. But what I get most is a lot of the woods and the benzoin and the vetiver, and it is extremely woody. It is a masculine fragrance, but it's not so masculine to the point to where it is just overly professional. It has a slight bit of playfulness to it, but once again, it is a very woody fragrance. If you're not into woody fragrances, you might want to steer clear of this one. But this one for me was quintessential in my summertime journey this summer. It smelled extremely good. It lasts pretty good on my skin. Like I said, maybe about 6 hours or so. So that's pretty good for me. And it was a joy to wear it. It was a joy to wear it. Hopefully, if you have your hands on it, or if you want to get your hands on it, I'll leave links in the description box for all of these. So if you want to check this out before it starts to get too cold to wear it, check it out. Bvlgari Man Wood Essence. The next fragrance that I have coming up is very citrusy, fragrant, and ozonic. And I was excited to get my hands on this one because I've been actually collecting the Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo line, and I was pretty happy when I got this one in, and it smelled extremely good, and that would be Salvatore Ferragamo Urban Feel. It's a pretty relaxing fragrance, man. It's see, the atomizer is amazing, but the scent is absolutely beautiful. It is very, very it's clean, and it's woodsy. Has a hint of sweetness, but not sweet to the point to where it's just crazy. It's mostly citric. It's mostly like ozonic. It's very, very, very good. You got bergamot, ozone notes, clary sage, coffee, which is a signature note in all of these Salvatore, Ferragamo, Uomo fragrances, but you don't get a heavy dose of the coffee. It's kind of like a bit of an undertone in there. What you get is a lot of driftwood, cedar, cumin. You got a good amount of ambroxan in here, incense, patchouli, and labdanum, all to come together to give you this extremely smooth, just relaxed blue fragrance. This is their take on the blue fragrance in the Uomo line, and I think they knocked it out of the park. So, hey guys, if you want something that's going to be pretty relaxing, smell pretty good, and has a pretty good amount of longevity, 6 to 8 hours, you can't beat it. Get your hands on Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Urban Feel. So the next fragrance that I have coming up is a clone of Green Irish Tweed, which we all know is a niche brand fragrance and is pretty expensive. So if you're really not trying to spend that kind of coin on a excellent fragrance, it's an excellent, beautiful fragrance, but I do have a pretty good alternative, and that would be Armani Train. So citrus, powdery, violet, very grassy, very airy. Has a lot of aromatic touch to it. You got your fragrance notes here on this one. You have, let's see if we can pull them up. You got lemon verbena, Irish, lemon, lavender, violet, spicy notes, ambergris, and sandalwood. And as far as I'm concerned, this fragrance right here, when I wore it in the high heat, it outshined. I mean, it outshined a lot of the fragrances that I've worn so far this summer. Not the ones that I consider my top favorites, but this is pretty close. This is very, very close. Now, when I first sprayed it, once again, and this is from blind buying. This is some of the things that I do. I blind buy fragrances so that I can, talk about them, review them, and come out here and tell you guys about it. When I first sprayed this, it was a little bit harsh in the opening for me. That was also because when I first got it, it was about December. So we already know how I feel about spraying these type of fragrances in the wintertime. Pretty much doesn't work very well. But couldn't wait for the heat to come, couldn't wait for the summer to come. So because when the summer came, I put this on my skin. And once again, like I said, it was absolutely beautiful. It smelled like a spring day. And that is the best way to describe this. It smells like a beautiful spring day, fresh cut grass. It just smelled awesome. So as far as I'm concerned, in the $30-something price range, if you can't afford Green Irish Tweed, here's a perfect alternative. I'm off. Train. So the next fragrance that I have up is woody, fresh, and spicy. And to be completely transparent, when I first got it and sprayed it, didn't really like it because it seemed boring at first. But once again, made the mistake of spraying into the wrong season. Was sitting in the right season, and once I resprayed it, absolutely fell in love with it. And that is Mont Blanc Presence Cool. So this one, once again, like I said, is woody, it's spicy, it's citric. I mean, it's a pretty good scent. I'm telling you, like it. When I first sprayed it, was not a big fan. But as I started to get it on my skin in the heat, so that's pretty much where it performs at its best, when it's hot outside and the high heat, things of that nature, and it performs beautifully. And you got your fragrance notes. You got your bamboo, bergamot, Granny Smith apple, geranium, jasmine, musk, amber, sandalwood, and patchouli. But as far as the fragrance notes, you get a lot of you get the bamboo, and you smell the jasmine, geranium, and some of the sandalwood at the back end. But for me, it just has a really clean, fresh, and just uplifting scent to it. It's very, very uplifting fragrance. Like I said, once I resprayed it, once I got back in touch with it, I absolutely love it now. I'm not going to say it's completely a go-to fragrance, but I find myself reaching for it a lot more this summer than I have before, because like I said, I had to wear it in the right season, and now that I'm doing that, I absolutely love it. So I think you will too. Make sure you go out and get yourself a bottle of Mont Blanc Presence Cool. All right, guys, like I said, we're in the last days of summer, and you might want to get that last beach visit out of the way if it's warm enough for you to go. But if you can't get to the beach and you just want the feeling of the beach, or at least that beautiful sea spray smell, then I got the next couple that's coming up here will definitely give you that fix. But the first one up will be Lou Major d'Essai, Shades of Sea. Now this one, when I got it in, it was a blind buy, and when I sprayed it, it instantly reminded me of the ocean. It had that beautiful sea salt smell. I mean, it is citric, woody. It has that saltiness to it. This is a gorgeous scent. I am shocked that a lot more people are not talking about this one. This is a beautiful summer scent, an amazing summer scent. I mean, your notes here are bergamot, bitter orange, rosemary, lemon, sea salt, fragapone. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's what it is in there. I got ambergris, sandalwood, and cedar. I will check out what that other note is, but whatever it is, it's adding to the beauty of this fragrance, because I swear to you, it smells like you're walking by the ocean. It truly smells like you're walking by the ocean. We're talking about the sea, the sand, the water hitting up against the rocks, you walking barefoot on the sand. This right here gives you that feel. So if you can't get to the beach, bring the beach to you. Get your hands on Lou Major d'Essai, Shades of Sea. Excellent fragrance. So the last fragrance on the list, there was absolutely no way in hell I was going to leave this fragrance off the list. It is pretty much on almost everybody's summer list. It definitely belongs on mine. It has actually been on mine for quite a few years. I've absolutely loved it. I will always love it. And I still have my OG bottle of Nautica Voyage. And as you can tell with the OG bottle, yeah, the heavy top. But this right here, green, fruity, powdery, fresh, oceanic, ozonic. I mean, whatever beautiful summer fragrance scent that you can think of is in this fragrance right here. You got the apple at the top, you got the green leaves, lotus, mimosa, musk, cedar, oak moss, amber, and once again, this beautiful oceanic smell, this ocean feel, this walking by the sea type smell, almost like you're on a boat, on maybe a cruise. Because believe it or not, that's where I bought this at. I was on a cruise when I purchased this. I smelled it on that cruise. It blew me away. I had to have it. I was kicking it around throughout the entire cruise, like, should I or shouldn't I? Do I really want to buy this fragrance? But you know what? That was one day. The next day, I got my hands on this. I had to have it. It is a beautiful fragrance. As you can see, I've used quite a bit of it. And it's in my collection. It will stay in my collection. I have a backup bottle. It's the new formulated one. Not quite as powerful, as strong as this one. And of course, this one has had time to macerate. So it is really, really giving off those ocean vibes. But once again, the new formulation, not exactly this, but definitely good. Still great. Still perfect for the summertime. So what I'm going to do, once again, leave the fragrances, links in the description box. You guys can get your hands on it for yourself. If you want the OG bottle, I'm pretty sure they'll have it over on eBay, but I'm going to let you know right now, it's probably going to cost quite a bit. But the reformulation, just as good. Hey, this right here lets you know that it's summer. This is one of those opening summer day scents, and you can't go wrong with it. Nautica Voyage. All right, guys, that's my time for this video. I absolutely enjoyed making this video. Yes, it is sad that the summertime is ending, but you know what? We can also look forward to winter scents coming up. So, because if you love fragrances, then you know that for every single season, there is a fragrance. You got your fall fragrances and you got your winter fragrances and all of this coming up. But unfortunately, it's time for the summer to be over, but at least you can take it out with a bang with a great fragrance. Thank you guys for joining me. I truly appreciate you. I truly appreciate the new followers that just started following me. Thank you guys. You are helping me, the page and the community to grow. And I love and appreciate you. Once again, my name is Mr. Diaz Teddy. You know who I am. I'm your fragrance sommelier. And you know what we do not do over here. Even in the summer, we don't do stink. So please, don't be a stink ass. Have a good one.